we're going to get started on our matching masks exercise. The reason it's called matching masks is because we're going to be creating masks using channels, which will be essentially seamless. And this will allow us to control the color levels, the hue, and the saturation in different individual parts of our photo. And what I have here is the original photo, the original look of our photo that we're going to be working with. And if I turn this layer off, this is the completed photo with the color levels, the hue, and the saturation adjusted. For example, for the sky, if I toggle these layers for the sky on and off, these adjustment layers, you can see that there's a big difference and it's only affecting the sky. I can do the same thing for the statue. Okay, now the hue and saturation on the statue, there's a very subtle differences, but there are differences. And then the foreground, which I'm calling the plaza on this one, all adjusted individually. We can also add another layer above that, another adjustment layer, a black and white layer. If I just make the blend mode normal, we can change our entire image to black and white, and as darken, we can give it a sort of a vintage color photo, more of a kind of a faded color look. So this is what we're going to be working on. One more thing is that there's a repairs layer as well. If I toggle this off, we can see that in the foreground in the plaza, there's some little, some people, little sign over here, somebody in the hedge, there's some fence or a little fence guardrail here that we're going to get rid of on a separate layer. So how did we divide this image up into different sections that allowed us to make adjustments to different parts of the image? We used channels. So we created some masks using our channels. And I'm going to show you how to go about doing that. And really the important thing here is to see that if I turn off my RGB channel, you can see that these the channels that are visible are masked. We've got a statue channel, and we've got a plaza channel, and where they join is seamless. And also the sky, where the sky and the other channels meet, is also going to be seamless. So I'm going to show you the technique I used for doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this completed image. And let's take a look at the original image file, which I've already done a save as and rename. Let's first of all go into layers. And by default, we have a background layer that's locked. Let's go ahead and create a new copy of that. And then let's go to our Channels tab. And in our Channels tab, you can see we have an RGB channel. We have a red channel that we can toggle off, a green channel that we can toggle off, and a blue channel that we can toggle off. And if we select these channels individually, they look like they're black and white, but they're actually, red, green, and blue. And what we want to do is we want to start by isolating the sky. The reason we're isolating the sky is that the sky is mostly, primarily blue, and so the blue channel has the most contrast in it, and we want to start with the channel that has the most contrast. So if we compare blue to green and red, we can see that there's a big contrast between the sky and the statue in the foreground plaza here. So I'm going to make a copy of this channel, and then with this channel selected, I'm going to hit Command L to bring up our levels. And I'm going to move the right-hand slider to the left and the left-hand slider to the right until we start to get more of a kind of like a black and white image going on here. And we can kind of push those together until we have this sort of posterized effect, just black and white. What I'm trying to do is isolate the sky from the rest of the image. So let's rename this channel. Let's call it Sky.